Yesterday, I was out getting some beautiful sunlight. You know, a black pillar's worst enemy. And while I was walking, I thought, black pill. I haven't really talked about the black pill much on my channel. Apart from a few back and forth with some commenters, I haven't really dug deep into the black pill. So I thought I'm gonna rank every single dating ideology. As you can see here, we have all of the pills, every single one, with a few things that aren't really pills, but I guess you could classify them as dating ideologies. And we're gonna be ranking them from copium pill. Why did you decide to swallow this pill? You could have swallowed any of the other ones, but you still chose this one. Bitter pill, which is like, there's better options. Like, why would you really take this? Decent pill, which means it's honestly not that bad, but take it sparingly. Great pill, which means it's honestly a great ideology. Just make sure you swallow it with some water so you don't choke on it. Pause. And then finally, we have the flawless pill, which means you don't even need water. This one goes right down the throat. Pause again. And yeah, without further ado, man, let's just get into it. The first thing we have on this list is the black pill. And oh boy, do I have a bone to pick with you guys. For those of you who don't know, black pill is the idea that the only thing that matter in dating is looks and height. And obviously, they do get into other factors that influence your looks and height, like your race and stuff. But for the most part, it's just saying that the only things that matter when attracting women are your looks and your height. And the sad thing is that the black pill actually has a lot of truth value, right? It really does. Like, it's not a bad ideology, but it's just that the community is so fucking weird and toxic. Like, every single time I have someone in my comments saying, thanks dude, this video helped me, I'm gonna go hit the gym today, there's always gonna be a black pillar. Cope, bro. If you're 5'7", it's over for you. If you're 5'6", it's over for you. Chad doesn't need to hit the gym. Like, why do you guys insist on killing someone else's vibe? And I'm sorry dude, but I just cannot imagine seeing a black pillar at a party or real life. I've never met a black pillar in real life. They only exist online. Like, the only time I'd imagine seeing a black pillar is if, let's say, we're all at a party and there's this one weird guy in the corner, fucking hoodie up, looking down at the ground. We all go up to him, tap him on the shoulder. Yo dude, is everything alright? No, the only thing that matters is looks and height. Everything doesn't matter. You guys just all have this nihilistic, defeatist, fatalist mindset about you. Look, I don't care how true the black pill is, because it really does have a lot of truth to it. But you guys take it to an extreme, right? The truth is never found in any extreme. People who say looks and height don't matter at all are probably wrong. People who say that they're all that matter are also probably wrong. The truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. And the thing is, I actually love some of you guys, because some of you guys actually watch my content. Some of you guys are in the comments and stuff. I don't hate you guys. I just don't like the toxic community that you guys are a part of. It's like you guys get off on encouraging each other to give up and lose hope because you don't want to put in work and actually go out and try shit. And then when somebody's out there with a spark in their eye ready to improve, you guys just bash them and say, no bro, it's over. It's all about looks. You're never going to achieve what Chad achieves. And let me give you guys the benefit of the doubt, and let's just assume for a second that the black pill was indeed 100% true, right? It had infinite truth value. It was the truth. What do you gain from internalizing it as a philosophy? Because even if the black pill was true, the guy who self-improves, the guy who's a bit of a red pillar or whatever, he's going to get much farther in life than the guy who sits at home losing hope in his basement typing cope in everyone's fucking comment sections religiously. Like, I feel like a lot of guys have so much potential if they just went outside and got a little bit uncomfortable, but the black pill encouraged them to just stay home because they're not tall enough and their jawline isn't good enough. Like, that's just so toxic to me. I fucking hate it. And I feel like black pillars and simps are the opposite sides of the same coin, because while simps will simp for women, black pillars simp for men who are better looking than them. Black pillars will look at a chat and say, this guy mogs. You guys are the fucking ones who make mogged edits.
Man of style, Mr. Jordan Barrett.
Got me to this point.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, you guys do you, but that's a little bit gay to me, fucking worshipping and idolizing a man just because he's taller and better looking than you. So I'm gonna put black pill at bitter pill. Like, why would you take this on its own? Remember guys, I'm just looking at each ideology individually. If you were to combine a little bit of black pill with a little bit of red pill, then we're getting somewhere. Then I would probably put it at great pill, but we're looking at each individual ideology on its own. Like, for example, in my last video, I talked about how fame was so OP, and you black pillars had the nerve to comment, nah bro, looks is still more important than fame. And then you proceeded to compare Leonardo DiCaprio to fucking Kai Cenat. Of course Leo is gonna pull more because he's better looking and famous. Of course, if you have two, you're gonna be better than the guy who has one. But you guys cannot tell me with a straight face that a fucking local Chad at your college who has like 500 followers is gonna get more pussy than Kai Cenat. Okay, I'm just gonna laugh at you because they just don't. Okay, fame is more important than looks. Debate over. And you guys might be saying, no, but the famous guy, she's just using him for clout, and the looks guy, dude, women are using everyone for whatever they have. Okay, so stop acting like like, oh, but if it's for your looks, it's better. You're still being used at the end of the day. So yeah, next up we have red pill, and the red pill can be summarized as you have the potential to improve and get more girls if you take care of yourself, if you work out, if you get on self-improvement and improve your finances, and just holistically improve every aspect of your life. I really like the red pill. I think it's a great starting point for every single person who maybe feels like they're unattractive, maybe feels like they don't get women, because at least the red pill guys are going to go out there and try and gain life experience and fail, but at least they're learning something. The black pillars just stay home and don't do anything at all. Now obviously I am going to back up the black pillars in this point. There are limits to your self-improvement, okay? Some people's self-improvements are going to get them way further than other people because of genetics, because of environment, whatever. So I truly think if you took 30% of this pill, 70% of that pill, it would almost be flawless in my opinion. A big part of the red pill ideology is that women are hypergamous by nature, which means that they date up. So a lot of people who internalize the red pill philosophy tend to stay away from relationships and long-term dating and tend to plate spin or short-term casually date. And I feel like red pillars understand female psychology just way better than black pillars do. The problem with the black pill is you guys are way too empirical and scientific. Red pill comes from experience, black pill comes from data. So pick whichever poison you want. Next up we have the blue pill, and this is the worst of all, of course, because we all started off blue pill. This is just when you have absolutely no awareness of women. Your idea of their psychology and how they behave is entirely predicated on movies. It's entirely predicated on Disney shows and fairy tales and romance, and these guys usually get the worst end of the stick, and I still feel for them. I have a lot of sympathy for them because all of us started off this way, and I would much rather the black pill comments than the blue pill comment, because at least black pillars have awareness and understanding. Blue pillars will comment shit like, who hurts you? Yeah, we're all hurt. Isn't that why we're here? Also, yes, of course I've been hurt before. That's why I'm no longer blue-pilled, idiot. And then you also get these other comments like, this tier list only applies to low-quality women, not the high-quality ones. She wants me for me, not for these superficial things like my looks and my money and my status and my height. Okay, bro, so if she had to choose between you and Drake, who's she gonna pick? Me? And 99% of the time, if you're blue-pilled, life is gonna teach you the hard way. And it's funny how this works, because red pillars hate on blue pillars, but black pillars hate on red pillars, so everyone fucking hates each other. And again, this is where I'm gonna give black pill a lot of credit, because the only time a guy can truly afford to be blue pill, the only time a guy can truly afford to be romantic and lovey-dovey and have this like idealized image of women is if they're like in the top 1% Chad territory and like they're so good looking, and maybe they even have a bit of pre-selection and fame to where they don't see like the bad side of chicks. They don't see the cheating, they don't see the girls doing men dirty, using them, etc. So they have this like fairy tale illusion, but 99% of guys don't, because they experience heartbreak, they experience a lot of pain and suffering, and that's what leads them to going to the other pills. Next up we have purple pill. This is also a fucking great pill. I'm gonna put it right next to red. It's essentially a mix of red and blue. You take the red pill, you accept the reality of women, you see them for what they are, but then you're like, but I still want long-term relationships, I still want marriage, I still want to date, and I don't want to be this casual sex machine who just like goes around sleeping with chicks and stuff. Picking between the red pill and the purple pill is just a matter of who you are and what you want out of life. I might actually put it above because it resonates with me more personally. Like, I don't want to sleep around and casually date. I think it's disgusting. I think it's pointless. Next up we have white pill, and I actually didn't know what this was before making this video, but it's essentially the exact opposite of black pill. Black pill comes from this like bitter pessimism about women. White pill is like hopeful optimism. It's even more blue pilled than the blue pillars, if that makes sense. These guys are just completely lost, man. These are the types of people to be white knights and shit, so copium. Next we have the edgelord pill. I'm gonna put this at decent pill, and yes guys, I just came up with it, but a lot of people subscribe to this ideology unknowingly. Essentially it's the belief that by being as edgy as possible, you know, tattoos, cigarettes, the fucking edgy haircut, the motorbike, the black leather jacket, just edge maxing. Of course women like edgy guys and guys with dark triad traits, but I'm putting it at decent pill because it actually works if you do it sparingly. If you do it with caution and you add a little bit of edginess to your personality, you could go along way with chicks. So honestly, it's pretty decent. Next up we have pickup artistry. These are the fucking guys who see cold approaching as a full-time job. They will go outside and fucking do 400 approaches the same way door-to-door salesmen will fucking knock on 500 doors in one day. And these guys are of the belief that if you have the right game, you have the right mouthpiece, you do the right approach, no woman is out of your reach. And I think this is completely BS, because when you approach a girl, she doesn't know you. She doesn't know if you're pre-selected. She doesn't know anything about your money. She doesn't know anything about you as a person, right? And I think if you're a guy who's lonely, you don't have any friends, you can't meet girls through mutual friends, cold approaching and doing pickup and shit, that's probably going to be your best option, because how else are you going to meet girls? You could try online dating, but again, this is where the black pill is true. When it's online, I'm completely for the black pill. I think yes, online dating, unless you're a Chad, don't do it. And even with cold approaches, your success rate, if you're not really good looking, is going to be lower. Holy fuck, I sound like a black pillar right now. But you shouldn't dedicate all of your time to doing pickup and shit. Most of your time should be going to improving yourself as a guy. Because if you do multiple approaches and girls reject you back to back, that's actually going to lower your confidence and your self-esteem, and it's going to make it even harder to approach the next girl. This is why I like cold approaching, but I don't like it when people spam it, when you do like hundreds of approaches a day. And pickup artistry is just known as a fucking cringe community. Everyone shits on it these days because they've turned it into this like course selling fucking grifting program. So I'm going to put being a pickup artist at bitter pill. Next up, we have monogamy. Monogamy is the idea of committing to one person for your entire life, being exclusive with them through social contracts like marriages, etc. I'm a fan of monogamy. I had a religious upbringing, so I was kind of indoctrinated into the monogamous mindset. A lot of you guys prefer polygamy. I personally don't swing that way. I think it's a fucking headache. And unless you're a guy with a shit ton of money and a shit ton of free time, your best bet is actually talking to one girl at a time. Notice how I said at a time, not one girl forever. But I also think you have to be extremely careful and not do a lot of the mistakes that married men and shit do, because we see what's happening now. Lots of guys are getting cheated on. Lots of guys are not getting the attention that they deserve from their wives, and it's just a fucking mess. So I feel like you have to go into monogamy with the right knowledge if that's what you want to do. I'm gonna put it at great pill. Now, unfortunately, in this day and age, if you are single, it's better to have multiple options and then filtering them out to the one that you want to date, because if you only talk to one girl and put all your eggs in her basket, 90% of the time it's going to end in disappointment. She could flake, she could lose interest, anything could happen. And when you have other options and you're not coming off as this needy and desperate guy, it's actually going to make her more invested in you. So if you're single, do not just limit it to one girl. I know it's a fucking headache. I know we all want to instinctively talk to one girl at a time, but at least talk to two. You can't go wrong with having backup options until the main one proves, okay, I need to progress with her, and then you can cut off all the other ones or do whatever you want. Next up, we have Volcel, aka voluntary celibacy. I think this is a great thing to do in phases of your life. Abstaining from intercourse, abstaining from PMO, etc. Very good for you if you're trying to just clear your mind of lust and desexualize your brain. It's going to make you much more confident. If you want to focus on your goals, this is the best time to do it, but do not take it to an extreme, right? Do not just say, I'm going to be a voluntary celibate for life, unless that's the path you want to go down. You want to be a fucking Buddhist monk or some shit, be my guest. But the majority of us, the longest I've gone on celibacy is 85 days. I think going for a few months is amazing just to clear your mind and focus on what you need to do. Next, we have religion pill, and this is just the idea that love is only found through religious contracts, and man and woman are only truly married in the eyes of God. This is wonderful, but unfortunately nowadays, most women are not religious. Most women just do not value sacred institutions like church, and finding a woman who's on your religious wavelength these days is extremely difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible, there definitely are, but in terms of practicality and in terms of do you really want to take this pill for your holistic dating life, I would say I would probably put it at bitter pill. Top of bitter pill. Next, we have MGTOW, aka men going their own way. And I have a soft spot for you guys. I really do, because you'll rarely find a 20-year-old MGTOW guy unless he took the black pill too early and he fucking gave up on himself. Most MGTOW people are between 30 to 50. They've probably been through a shit ton of stuff with women. I'm talking divorces. I'm talking half their money taken from them by court, cheating, having a kid and then finding out it's not his. I really sympathize for MGTOW. This is why I never judge men going their own way, because you must have a reason for completely abandoning the prospect of women and just saying, fuck this, I'm gonna go my own way, I'm only gonna do my own thing. You must have been really fucked up. So I never like to judge MGTOW people, but I think if you're in your 20s, man, there's so much shit you can do. Why would you just give up and go your own way? I'm sure a lot of you guys want fulfilling relationships and you want to date and stuff, so for the majority of us, MGTOW isn't suitable, but I still understand the men who choose to go down that path. So I'm probably gonna put it at decent pill. Next, we have soulmates. This is copium. If soulmates exist, why do they exist for some people and not others? And if you're gonna tell me, no, they exist for everyone, but not everyone finds their soulmate, I would tell you, yeah, but that's still kind of unfair, isn't it? Isn't it unfair how some people get their soulmate and others don't? I think it's just a made-up construct. You find the right person for you. You don't just sit around waiting for them and they somehow magically pop up. So I don't like the idea of soulmates because it makes people stagnant and just sitting around waiting instead of actively going out and trying to make a change. So it's pretty copium. Next, we have polygamy. Like I said before, if you want to swing that way, be my guest. But personally, It's not my cup of tea. And lastly, guys, we have the everything pill. This is the ideology that takes bits and pieces of every pill, the ones that suit your individual beliefs and needs, and then you form your own ideology based on that. I'm gonna put this at flawless pill, okay? We don't learn from being a part of some rigid ideology with strict rules like black pill, red pill. You learn from experience, you learn from taking what suits you best, what resonates with you best, and then forming your own beliefs based on that. Only NPCs and people who can't think for themselves just say, yep, this pill is true or that pill is true. I want you guys to have beliefs, go out and test your theory. I'm always evolving, I'm always learning, okay? I'm probably not gonna have the same beliefs in 2 years that I do now, and that's completely fine.